When the truth is hard to accept, telling it can have costs, including frayed relationships at home. But Blanton suggested that complete honesty, no white lies, no exceptions, is worth the consequences because it can reduce stress, deepen connections with others, and reduce emotional reactivity.
Yeah, this is actually a strategy that a lot of young people who are listening to us could adopt to great effect, is to say, I'm going to stop lying. And it's so many people's lives are revolving around a series of shadings of the truth and the way that they talk about themselves to protect themselves or whatever it happens to be, and say, I'm not going to lie anymore. I'm not going to lie about anything. I'm not going to lie about how many beers I drank. I'm not going to lie about how many people I dated. I'm not going to lie about how long I've been looking for a job and I've been off the market. I'm going to take every single shading of the truth out of my resume. I'm going to talk to people in an honest way. When I don't like something, I'm going to say it. When I actually do like somebody, and this is the really scary thing for a lot of young people. When I like somebody, I'm going to tell them, right? It's like, man, I find you so attractive. And saying just that kind of radical honesty, which opens you up to all it exposes you. It exposes you. But then you become so much tougher and you've got nothing to hide anymore. It can be truly a life-changing thing. This is the one intervention that can actually make more difference in the lives of a lot of young people that don't feel like their life is on track than almost anything else. It's kind of like it's almost like the magic bullet. There is not one hack because life is all about habits. But you know how what was it, Admiral, McRaven who said, make your bed.
Yep.
Right. Okay, fine. But what that is have integrity. Even when it doesn't really matter, have integrity. And in so doing, you put your life in order. To stop lying, that's real. I mean, that is man, you wake up every day and say, today's another day, I'm not going to lie. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's going to be good and sometimes it's going to be bad, but it's going to be interesting.
When I think that I've had quite a few discussions about this over the years, and because this is a huge component of moving forward in life, right, is telling the truth. And so we get into these discussions where, if my wife makes chicken for dinner, in fact, this is the first time we talked about it on the podcast. It was years and years ago. My wife used to cook very dry chicken.
Cook it for an hour.
This now has been completely solved because she received thousands of recipes and cooking instructions on how to cook chicken and keep it moist. So now she cooks the best chicken in the world. But she used to cook dry chicken. And, you think through, okay, when she says, how's the chicken? she spent probably 2 hours making it because 5 minutes to prep it, that she had to cook it for an hour and 55 minutes to get all the liquid and fluid out of it. But it took her 2 hours to make this thing, right? So I come home, she's been working, she went out and got the stuff, she got it ready, she's watching 3 kids, 4 kids, whatever, and she puts the chicken in front of me and says, how's the chicken? And the common theory is, well, you tell her the truth.
Right.
Hey, it's dry. Can you get me a gallon of water, please, over here to wash this thing down? What's that going to get me? Where's that going to take me? But yes, I should tell the truth. And here's where I had a little bit of enlightenment in the way that I lived my life. For me, being very hardcore with the truth, I make sure that I aim that at myself first. Mm-hmm. So when my wife asks me, how's the chicken? The first thing I should ask myself is, well, how important is this to me as a person right now? Like, what's the truth about this chicken? What is the truth about this chicken? The truth about this chicken is my wife spent all day making it. Right. My wife did all these things. My wife put care and effort into this chicken, and that's freaking amazing. Right. And you know how this chicken is? It's awesome. Right. This chicken is awesome. Because, and this is the same with, if you work for me and you're not doing what you're supposed to be. You got your project turned in late.
Right.
Okay, radical honesty. I go to you and say, hey, Arthur, you turned in this project late. I'm going to write you up if this happens again. Okay, that's one way of doing it. But actually, if I aim that at myself first and I say, hey, Arthur, I noticed that you got your project turned in late. I don't think I gave you the support that you needed. I don't think I gave you the resources. And I actually was reviewing our email chain, and I didn't really clarify the actual timeline in a specific way, so I made it clear enough so you could understand. Next time, those are the things I'm going to change so that this project will get done or the next project will get done on time. So that's me being radically honest with myself and the things that I can change, the things that I can do better. And I think that's the point to start at.
Yeah. No, being honest with yourself is the beginning of radical honesty.
Yeah.
Being honest with others is derivative. And the people that we like to lie to the most are ourselves. We love to lie to ourselves. Yeah. We lie to ourselves constantly, and then we'll say, "Oh, I'll be honest with you." And this is a very good point. It's also the framing of what we're talking about. The truth of the matter is that she's not asking you, "How is the chicken?" She's asking you, "How do you feel about her taking care of you?" And you feel really good about that. Mm-hmm. And you can say, "Yeah, and the chicken is one tiny part of it. The temperature and the dryness of the chicken is 1%." Of the answer to this particular question. Right. So let's answer the 99%, which really matters.
Yeah.
And it's critical because we can do that in almost everything that we do. And that's the way that we can use the truth as a gift and not as a weapon.
And you can also answer that question with a question, which is, can you please pass the ketchup?
Yeah, that's right.